Hello, everyone, and welcome to Everything Football. It's been a long time, and I am Max Football Analyst. And today we'll be kicking off with a new season, different clubs trying to sign, different clubs trying to sell players, and so many things has been going on behind the scene. Because I'm here to give my take on the transfer window so far, based on the best signing, based on solving a particular problem, based on squad depth, also filling up an empty position that is left after selling a player. So these are my top signing in different teams. So we're starting off with Tottenham. Tottenham have made great signing, and the first on the top signing are Van Hecker, Sensei, Tonali, Matthew Fernandez, and also Robertson. And Van Hecker and Sensei brings that much more strength into that central back and also squad depth into the team. And also Robinson also brings that experience from that left back position. We all know him, how good he is going up front and also defending. So he's very good. And in the midfield, you have Tonali and Fernandez. Now you have experience and dominance in that midfield already. So these are great. These are great signings. Let's not forget that Tottenham are really stacked. You have the likes of Madison, who are injured. These players who are injured, Madison, and Savi. You have Kulusevski, you have Odibat, you have so on and so on. The team is stacked, and I'll be looking forward to see them under this great manager. Remember, I told you about when they signed. I don't know if I said it when I made mention about when they signed Zevi. I said they were not going to be relegate for signing Zevi, a good coach. So we'll move to the next team on the list, which is Chelsea. And Chelsea have signed so many players. We have the likes of Danny Welbeck, Morgan Rogers, Jordan Henderson, Lacrosse, Pep Chaveria, and also Marco Palestra. Now, this player solves problem on specific position. They are brought in for squad depth and also to fill in gaps. You understand? Now you have Rogers. I can't give deep details. Probably I might do a video based on all of this, because if I have to give deep details on each of these players, the video is going to go long. The next team is Aston Villa, and the great signing that solves problem in Aston Villa is Gomez in that defensive midfield. Ruggieri, and also Wan-Bissaka and Suzuki, the goalkeeper. Now, they still have Aston Villa haven't still solved some problem which I'm expecting them to solve for the likes of Morgan Rogers, who they've sold. I know you mentioned Munzabi and all of that, but I can't really put him there because I haven't seen him in the Premier League, and this is a different league, and some players work well in some leagues and some don't underperform in some leagues. So we don't know for now. So the likes of Tillemans and Rogers, those players, those position needs to be filled, you understand, with good and quality players. So let's move on to the next one, which is Inter Milan. We have John Stones, Jet Spencer, which solves the problem of Jet Spencer solves the problem for Dumfries, and also Stones brings experience into that central back position. Then let's move over to Manchester United. Manchester United has only two signings, and which is Andre Santos and Tillman. To tell you this solves a problem in the midfield, you understand. It brings squad depth and all of that, but there's a major problem. There are major problems that Man United, I'm expecting them to solve. You have the like of the number 6, a static defensive midfielder, you understand, that owns that midfield to cut passing lanes, that aggressive, a bit of aggressive midfielder in that midfield. They are lacking that. They are also lacking left back. So you see these positions, and also they need a very good goalkeeper. They need good goalkeeper. For me, I would say Lamine should be in a club like Manchester United. Lamine should be a second choice goalkeeper, not a first choice. Let's move on to the next one. Let's go to Arsenal, who has the current best midfield. Right? I say current. I'm looking at them and as Tottenham, but based on their performance last season that we've seen, come on, I'm just gonna give it to them. So we have the likes of Tizolis, we have the likes of Gumares, we have the likes of Enzri Konsa. Now, Gumares, I don't need to talk about that. That strengthens the midfield more than it is, and creates squad depth. It all depends on the coach now managing that midfield very well with these players. We have Tizolis. We all know he's very good at, I don't know if you watch in preseason, these guys feed balls into the box. He has good crossing abilities, and that's something that Arsenal need. And I'm also hearing rumors about them signing the likes of Osimhen. That's going to be a dead combo, because if you have wingers that can deliver crosses into the box, and we know Arsenal for their set piece, it is going to be very deadly. You understand? Osimhen is going to bring a very high conversion rate. Remember me talking last season about this season, Arsenal should work on their attack, and I'm hoping they do so. So we move over to the next on the list. That's Bayern Munich. We have the likes of Sabari, who is coming in as for squad depth for the striking position, and most times to fill in for the 10 role as play as a false 9, sometimes behind Kane, just like Nicholas Jackson was doing most of the time. So, and also Nathan Brown on that left back. That solves a problem because of that Bayern Munich were missing out in that position very, very well. So we move on to the next, Real Madrid. These guys had a lot of problems last season, and this season they went all in. But to tell you the truth, you might be surprised on the names I called as signing that actually solves the problem, and not all the signings they made actually solve the problem. So first on the list, I would say Bernardo Silva. He solves the problem in the midfield, bringing experience and control in that midfield. So you know how Bernardo Silva plays, you know how to detect the game and all of that. He's very good in that midfield. Then we have Cucurella on that left back position. We know how good Cucurella is going forward, going backward, and that's something like Mourinho needs to. We have Yan Diomande. I know the only thing there are so many talks about this player, and the only thing I'm against Yan Diomande was the price, not the player. Because Yan Diomande is a good player, you understand me. The only thing I'm against is the price. The price is too much for a player like him for just his big season. And I made a video concerning this, that he's a good player, but buying him such price is crazy. You understand me? And now he's coming into a big club. The expectations are going to be high on him so much, which can bring pressure into the player. And you wouldn't want that for a player who is just coming up if he doesn't have a good mental strength. You understand? In such a team like Real Madrid. So that's the thing. But if you're talking about the player and how he's going to work with Mourinho, he knows how to win tackles, to drop backward, and also to attack. And those are the things Mourinho need. You understand? I can't give you much more details. Like I said, I would have given more details, but because of time and all. So if you want me to give more details, type in the comment section. Write the name of the player which you want me to give more details on, and I will drop a short or a video or compilation of those players mentioned. So we move to the next, which is Carlos FC. That is a target player, a second option from Mbappe, depending on the match, intensity of the match, when you need a static 9 who is there heading and all of that. So that's the work of SP. And also Denzel Dumfries. Yes, I know you'll be wondering, why didn't I call Konate? For me, I'll tell you, it's not. For me, I didn't rate the signing because Konate has some lapses, and those lapses will affect the central back because Madrid don't have a very good 6. That's why I said Rodri would have worked very good in Madrid. You understand? What he would have bring to Madrid would have been very great. So you need a 6, but I think under Mourinho, the likes of Tchouaméni can do very well. Can do very well if they are willing to do very well. You have to know that if they are willing to do very well. Then we'll move over to the next, which is PSG. These people are dead as I don't understand. The PSG are very crazy. Now we have Lucas Digny, we have Aklorish, we have Götze, and we have Ferran Torres. All these players solves a problem for squad depth. And if you know very well, you know that what they're trying to do is for the league and their major players to rest for the Champions League, so that they can go for that third title. I don't need to give much explanation, but like I said, if you want me to give much details on those players, write in the comment section and the player name, and I will do that in my next video. Then we move over to the last on the list, which is Rodri to Barcelona. Rodri to Barcelona, yeah, I said he would have worked much better in Real Madrid, which is very true. He would have worked much better in Real Madrid because he would have been an important figure in Real Madrid. But still, in Barca, he's still an important figure, but he strengthens the midfield more. His experience, abilities, everything into that Barca midfield strengthens. We know Barca midfield are already great. So that's why I said it doesn't really solve the problem, but it just raises the solution more. Like it's strengthening it more. That's the aim of Rodri. It's not solving the problem really, but it's strengthening he's coming to strengthen the midfield more than it is, because Barcelona midfield was already great and good. So thank you very much. Text a player which you'd want me to give more details on, and I'll drop a video on that. Stay tuned. Soon I'll be dropping my videos on prediction. Yeah, I won't be starting this week because, like you guys all know, I'll be using the first and second stats to actually analyze teams and also see the teams how they're playing for me to make our predictions and all of that. So thank you very much. Don't forget to like and also subscribe, share my video. Thank you. Love.